Shimmied the window open just enough to poke her head out. "Rumor?" Mary asked, dreamy and half asleep. The curtains billowed in like two full sails, and the smell of gardenias drifted in with the onshore breeze. "Please shut the window, it's frightfully cold." Mary sat up, pulling the blanket up to her chin. "I want to listen for Mother." Peeking out, Rumor saw nothing but the silhouettes of telephone poles and palm trees, tilting lower and lower all the way down the hill until they finally collapsed into the harbor. Occasional yellow lights blinked at intersections. The deck lights of the battleships and destroyers moored in the harbor created new constellations across the pearled bay. Then darkness. The ocean meeting the night sky where Scorpio sat on the horizon, its tail arched and ready to sting. Somewhere close by, a radio played "It's Only a Paper Moon." "Why do you torture yourself? She's only out dancing, and she always comes home, darling." Ever since Mary had found out she got the job at the Cabrillo Theater as a candy and cigarette girl, she acted as if she lived in a motion picture, saying "darling" this and "dreadful" that. And ever since Mary had turned 18, she acted as if God himself had given her permission to start bossing Rumor around. "Close the window and go to sleep." "You're not my mother." Rumor left it open and scooted back beneath the covers. Mary might be older than her by 2 years, but as far as height and intelligence were concerned, Rumor felt that she had the upper hand. "Mother won't be home until 1 at the earliest. I don't want some dreadful tramp climbing in to molest us." Knowing she had the protection of a knife tucked between the mattresses, Rumor ignored Mary until she gave up and lay back down. Over the years, Rumor had honed her ability to listen to the night. She'd learned to breathe so slightly she could hear every tick of the clock and chirp of the crickets outside. When their mother first started leaving them alone, Rumor's breathing whooshed so loud in her ears that she couldn't hear the noises around her. Now she could tell if someone walking up the street was a man or woman, whether they were drunk and meandering or in a rush. She knew when neighbors clicked their door latches at night and when they opened or closed their windows. Rumor heard which neighbors argued and when little Benny woke up crying. She knew that Mr. Harrington snuck home late every Friday night, slowing his pace the closer he got to the courtyard and tiptoeing the last few feet before he reached his bungalow next door. Even cars made different sounds as they rumbled, ticked, sputtered, or coughed down the street. Sometimes she could hear the mournful bleat of the foghorn coming from Point Loma. Between her intensified hearing and the knife, Rumor didn't worry about tramps or hobos. Rumor must have nodded off because she woke up to female giggles floating in the window. Peeking out, she saw 2 women walking arm in arm toward their bungalow. Staggering in high heels, their moon-washed shapes seemed formed of water, loose and flowing in their dresses and silk stockings. Handbags dangled from their wrists as Ruth and Mother supported each other, both completely soused. Rumor counted with the ticking of the clock in the living room. It usually took her mother from 43 to 67 seconds to walk around the bungalows, through the courtyard, and finally fumble with the door lock, depending on how drunk she was.